Raila Odinga died this morning in unclear circumstances.
This morning, he was found dead.
We Kenyans from all shades of life, we are with them and we send our condolences to the family of
Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga is dead. Raila Odinga, a man who has stood tall through dictatorship, political betrayal, and endless battles for democracy, is gone. At 80 years old, he breathed his last in a hospital room in India, where he had been receiving treatment. The man who had lived his entire life fighting for Kenya's freedom had finally taken his rest. But as Kenyans are mourning, questions are filling the air. What really happened? Was he sick for that long? And what legacy does he leave behind? When reports of his illness first appeared, many dismissed them as propaganda. In Kenya, rumors about politicians' health are common, but this time the whispers grew louder. Social media claimed he was bedridden. Others said he had gone abroad for major surgery. His brother Oburu came out to calm the nation, insisting that Raila was only slightly indisposed.
Raila is up and about. He was a bit indisposed, but he has gone like everybody else. Of course, every human being gets sick at one time or another, but it was not any serious sickness. It was just a bit of illness which was treated quickly and went, and he's up and about. He's just recuperating. He's no longer getting any treatment. He's just recuperating, resting. Very soon, as I said, you are going to see him up and about in the streets of Nairobi or Kenya.
Baba, talking to you people. You guys okay? I have here a lady who has come from Germany who told me that she is a TikTok champion and that I need to talk to the audience.
Yes. Deputy President Kindiki even called it against African tradition to wish someone ill. But beneath the public statements, his family knew the truth. Raila's body was tired. Years of stress, age, and sacrifice had taken their toll. And so, surrounded by prayers and love, he quietly rested. When the news of his death reached Kenya, the Odinga family was broken but calm. Ida Odinga stood firm, thanking Kenyans for their prayers and love. His children spoke of a man who gave his all for them and for his country. Raila leaves behind not just a family, but a movement, a legacy, and a dream that millions still believe in. Raila Odinga may be gone, but his spirit will never be forgotten. He taught Kenya that leadership is not about power, it's about service. He showed that you can lose elections but still win respect. He proved that democracy is not given, it is fought for. He once said, the struggle continues. For weeks, rumors had filled social media. Some said Raila was in critical condition. Others claimed he had been flown out in secret. His family came out strongly to deny the rumors. His brother, Siaya Senator Oburu Odinga, told Kenyans that Raila was in good spirits resting in India after a brief illness. Even Deputy President Kithure Kindiki and close friends like SK Macharia confirmed that Raila had spoken to them alive, alert, and recovering. But behind those reassurances, there was growing worry. Those close to him knew he had been fighting a private battle with his health, a battle he wanted to face quietly away from the noise of politics. And then on a calm Wednesday morning, surrounded by family and doctors, Raila's long journey came to an end. Raila Odinga was more than a politician, he was a symbol. Born in January 1945 in Maseno, Siaya County, Raila was the son of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Kenya's first vice president. From a young age, politics flowed through his blood, but it was not an easy road. He was detained, tortured, and silenced for years, yet he never gave up. When others chose silence, he spoke. When others bowed to fear, he stood firm. He was there during the fight for multi-party democracy in the 1980s and 1990s. He spent 8 years in detention, accused of plotting against the government of President Daniel Arap Moi. But when he came out, he didn't seek revenge. He sought reform. He called for fairness, justice, and democracy. And because of that, millions called him Baba. a father of the nation. Raila's name became a constant in Kenya's politics. He ran for president several times in 1997, in 2007, in 2013, in 2017, and in 2022, but victory always slipped away. Some say he was robbed, others say his time had not yet come, but no one could deny his influence. In 2007, when Kenya was thrown into chaos after disputed elections, the violence that followed nearly tore the country apart. Yet it was Raila and Mwai Kibaki who came together to form a coalition government, where Raila served as a prime minister from 2008 to 2013. It was during that time that Kenya saw new reforms, a new constitution, improved infrastructure, and political calm. He became the man who could unite a broken nation. Raila's life was not just about politics, it was about sacrifice. He missed family moments because of political detentions. He risked his life in rallies, faced tear gas and arrests, and endured betrayal from close allies. Yet he never gave up. His wife, Mama Ida Odinga, stood by him through it all. For more than 50 years, she was his strength, his peace, and his biggest supporter. Together, they raised a family that carried both the pain and pride of his political journey. Their children, Fidel, the late, Rosemary, Winnie, and Raila Jr., watched their father dedicate his life to the people of Kenya. Even when Fidel passed away in 2015, Raila showed resilience that inspired many. Away from the stage, Raila was a simple man. He loved football, especially Gor Mahia, his favorite club. He enjoyed traditional meals and quiet time with family. He loved music and often hummed old Luo songs. Those close to him described him as a humorous, disciplined, and deeply spiritual. Despite being one of the most powerful political figures in Africa, he lived humbly and connected easily with ordinary people. That is why in Kibera, Kisumu, and Nairobi, people called him Baba. And even in death, his words remain true. From Kibera to Kisumu, from Mombasa to Marsabit, his story will live on in the hearts of millions who saw in him not just a politician, but a fighter for freedom. Raila Amolo Odinga, the son of Jaramogi, the voice of the people and the father of Kenya's democracy. His body may rest, but his dream, his lifelong dream of a better Kenya will live forever. And so, Kenya says goodbye to one of its greatest sons, a man who gave his life to the nation, who carried hope when there was none, and who never stopped believing in Kenya. Rest in peace, Raila Amolo Odinga. Your struggle built a nation. Your legacy will live forever.